What's up, YouTube? So I got a little story for you, right? So I leave the shop to go pick up parts in Philly so we can do a dual exhaust job on a customer that wasn't farting around about price and asking a million questions. He just wanted a Flowmaster cat back done. I'm like, yeah, no problem. Here's the price, stainless steel tips, installation, hangers, the whole 9 yards. And Caleb's actually finished the install since I got to go to the dealer. So Caleb is busting out the Flowmaster system here. He should be done by the time I get back, and then he's got to weld some tips in. But anyway, and then Jude, because everything just falls apart as soon as I leave. And I have certain things in place, right? So Jude's working on this rusty old turd, and then the brake line here rusted out and fell apart as us were maneuvering everything, lucky us. And the guy's maxed out on his budget. And then the subframe here is rotted out too. So we're gonna keep moving here. So the story goes, when I left to go get parts in Philly to do the exhaust system job for the guy that was so easily and happy to get it done, and you know, no bullshitting around. Not every job goes that way. So I tell April when Caleb's done with the medical express van that I want him to move on to a huge brake job for a customer of ours. Calipers, pads, and rotors front and rear on Explorer. 40 minutes later, I come back, I see a strange car in the bay, and I said, well, why is that car in the bay? And then April goes, well, he needs brakes. And then another shop told him to come here. I'm like, yeah, but I told you I have other vehicles slotted for work today, and this is what I want done. So here you go. When your counter people don't follow your directions, how they completely screw up your workflow. Sorry about that. Completely screw up your workflow. So we have jobs that we're behind on that need to get into certain bays because every vehicle is set for a bay and a mechanic or a technician to work on top of the exhaust job that we're doing. So needless to say, this guy was told from Mavis Tire that he should take his car back to where the brakes were done and it should be all under warranty. Well, September of last year, Mavis, is not a complete warranty. If you actually would have read the guy's paperwork, maybe if he provided it, it says lifetime warranty, pads only, labor, rotors, and everything else, calipers is a 90-day warranty. So here we are, July, and Mavis sends him back and gives him some false presents that his vehicle's under warranty. So I come over and say, why is this car in the shop? They tell me his brakes locked up on the right front. Our shop did caliper, pads, and rotors in the front almost a year ago. And I said, well, what's the receipt say for warranties? It says nothing's covered but the pads. I said, and that's it. I said, well, here's the receipt. Says declined rear calipers, pads, and rotors from almost a year ago, September of last year. So I said, did you guys look at the back brakes to see if they were done? I said, how about the 4 tires that says that the tires are unsafe and declined? So he declined the rear calipers, pads, and rotors the day we worked on it. He declined the 4 tires, and he also had an exhaust leak. So he's back today saying all this should be covered in the front that we did based on what Mavis told him. And then I looked the car over and I said, wow, the exhaust system's still leaking, right? The rear brakes were done, 1 caliper, rear pads, and rotors, and I'm not sure when the timeline was on that was, and 4 brand new tires. So I said, well, the warranty only covers the pads, not the labor, the caliper, and the rotors, and everything else. So this is the way it goes. There's going to be a charge. Nothing's covered, nothing's free. So April tells the guy all this, and he's like, oh, I just don't understand why I have to pay for anything. He goes, well, if I bought a brand new car, right, and I drove it for a year or whatever, and the brake pads wore out, wouldn't they fix it for free? No, dude, they will not. They will not replace your brake pads or rotors or anything for free because it's called wearable items. Probably within 90 days they would, which is typical industry standards. But anything past that is on you as the customer. So they don't cover air filters, they don't cover cabin air filters, they don't cover your wiper blades, they don't cover your tires. Okay? So to answer your question, if you buy a brand new car and almost a year later your brakes have problems, that's on you. Now they may cover the caliper, but if you're doing Uber and Lyft, guess what? They're not giving you a warranty on shit. And that's the way it goes. So here's my thing. If you were a loyal customer to me, okay, so Anthony fixed your brakes, you haven't been back in 9 months, but you wound up going someplace else and buying 4 brand new tires, which Anthony does tires, and you had the rear brakes done, less 1 caliper that I recommended, okay? So at least they were fixed, but I don't know the timeline on that. I would be more inclined to extend courtesy and warranty things that are not under warranty any longer to you if you were actually loyal and supported me. But since you want to jockey from shop to shop to shop, now you're on your own. I bought my electronic equipment. If you don't buy an extended warranty, after 90 days they start charging you. So if something breaks, guess what? It ain't free. Or typically 1 year, depending on certain things. Buy an appliance. It ain't free. It says 10-year warranty, but it ain't free. So the moral to the story is, if you go to a shop and you get work done, and then he says you need all this other work, and then you have a problem, I don't even give a shit what the time frame was. Pick 2 weeks. Of course I would have taken care of it. But once you skip the 90-day warranty process, and you go someplace else for other work that I advised at that time on the same exact system, and you want me to help you out, never going to happen in my shop. If it was all under warranty in black and white still, I would do it, only because that's what the warranty is written on your receipt for. But anything past that, dude, sorry, not going to happen. I have customers that come to me for everything. Everything. If they come back with a problem, I've extended window motors and all kinds of stuff and air door actuators way far past warranty process, sway bar links, you name it. Customers that support me for every one of their needs on their vehicle, I go above and beyond for it. People who hop from shop to shop to shop and have no loyalty, I'm not going to go the extra mile for you either. Sorry.